Most men never realize this. A woman tests you long before she ever pulls away, and almost every man fails it without even knowing a test happened. It doesn't come as an argument. It doesn't come as a question. It comes in silence, in a tiny shift of her energy, in a moment where she pulls back just slightly to see what you do. And here's the uncomfortable truth. She isn't doing it to manipulate you. She's doing it to understand you, to see if your confidence is real, or if it collapses the moment she stops feeding it. Today, we're going to break down the one silent test almost every woman gives, why it happens and how it shows up, and why 9 out of 10 men fail it instantly. Before we talk about the test itself, you need to understand why women test in the first place, because this is where most men get everything wrong. A woman's test is not a trick, it's not manipulation, and it's almost never something she consciously plans. It's instinct. For thousands of years, women have relied on one core ability, the ability to sense whether a man is emotionally steady or easily thrown off balance, not because she wants to judge you, but because her safety, her future, and her emotional well-being have always depended on a man's stability. So when she slightly pulls back, or challenges you playfully, or becomes a little quieter than usual, she is reading one thing. Are you anchored, or do you need her approval to feel secure? Psychologists like Alfred Adler talked about this indirectly. He believed that a person's true strength shows itself, not in perfect conditions, but in moments of subtle tension. That's exactly what her test is, a moment of tension, a tiny crack in the surface, where your true center is revealed. This is why the test happens, not to punish you, but to understand you. Because attraction isn't just chemistry, it's trust. And trust is built on how you respond when things feel uncertain. So what is the silent test almost every woman gives? It's not dramatic. It's not obvious. In fact, it's so subtle that most men don't notice it at all, until the relationship starts slipping through their fingers. The test is this. She slightly withdraws her energy. She becomes just a little less responsive, a little less enthusiastic, a little less available. Not in a cold way, but in a way that makes you wonder what changed. She isn't angry. She's not trying to punish you. She's simply doing something instinctive. She's stepping back just enough to see whether you step forward out of insecurity or remain calm and centered. Sometimes it shows up as a slower reply. Sometimes as a shorter tone. Sometimes she seems distracted or just off. And occasionally it appears as a small challenge, a playful disagreement, a boundary push, a moment of tension. But the purpose is always the same. She wants to see if your sense of self is fragile or real. Women don't want a perfect man, but they do want a man whose emotional state isn't controlled by every shift in hers, because a woman knows, often unconsciously, that the man who stays steady in small moments is the same man who will stay steady in the big ones. This isn't a game. This isn't manipulation. This is instinctual psychology at work. She's not testing your charm. She's testing your center. And this is where most men fail. Now here's the part that hurts a little. When a woman gives this silent test, 9 out of 10 men fail instantly. Not because they're bad men, but because they're acting from insecurity instead of stability. When she pulls back even slightly, most men feel a sudden drop in their stomach, a tiny spark of fear that whispers, "Did I do something wrong? Is she losing interest? Is she pulling away?" And that fear leads to 3 predictable reactions. Reaction 1. The anxiety spiral. He starts overthinking every detail. He sends another message to check in. He tries to fix something that isn't actually broken. Instead of being grounded, he becomes reactive, and she feels his anxiety instantly. Reaction 2. Validation seeking. He tries harder, overtexts, over-explains, becomes overly sweet or apologetic. He thinks he's being caring, but she feels the truth behind it. He's trying to regain her approval because he can't tolerate the uncertainty. Reaction 3. Emotional collapse. Some men take the opposite path. They shut down, become cold, distant, or passive-aggressive. They punish her emotionally for pulling back. This reaction is driven by the same insecurity. It just comes out reversed. And here's what women pick up on instantly. All 3 reactions show that the man's emotional stability depends on her mood, and that is the exact opposite of what makes a woman feel safe, attracted, and connected. Because her test is not really about her pulling away. It's about how you handle the subtle discomfort of uncertainty. That's where your real character shows up. And that's why so many men fail. So, if most men fail this silent test, what does it actually look like to pass it? The answer is simple, but not always easy. You stay steady. When she pulls back slightly, you don't chase. You don't panic. You don't try to fix anything. You just remain calm, warm, and grounded in who you already are. Because a man who is truly centered doesn't need to force connection. He allows space without fear. The key behaviors of a man who passes the test are: Number 1, he doesn't react emotionally. He doesn't interpret her shift as a threat. He pauses, breathes, and responds with clarity instead of fear. Number 2, he remains consistent. His tone, energy, and presence stay the same. He is not swayed by temporary changes in her mood. Number 3, he gives her space naturally. Not as punishment, but because he isn't dependent on constant reassurance. Number 4, he stays connected to his purpose. A grounded man continues his day, his goals, his responsibilities, his mission, without interruption. Number 5, he communicates from strength, not insecurity. His messages are relaxed, not rushed. They come from someone who is whole, not from someone seeking validation. And what does a woman feel when a man responds like this? Relief, safety, respect, attraction. Because your steadiness communicates a deeper truth. My emotional center does not shift, because your energy shifts. That is rare and deeply magnetic. This is how you pass the test, not by performing, but by revealing that you are a man whose stability comes from within. Passing the silent test isn't about tricks. It's not about pretending to be confident. It's about becoming a man whose emotional world is steady, because it's built from the inside out. Here are the core practices that strengthen you, so you pass this test naturally, without forcing anything. 1. Develop emotional sovereignty. Your emotions must belong to you, not to her attention, her mood, or her temporary distance. When she pulls back slightly, you shouldn't feel chaos inside. You should feel awareness. This shift alone separates men who cling from men who lead. 2. Stop reacting instantly. One of the strongest signs of a grounded man is the ability to pause. When something feels off, you wait, you breathe. You let the moment settle. Because emotional mastery is not about what you do. It's about what you don't do when you feel triggered. Response over reaction, every time. 3. Build a life she can join, not fill. A woman should complement your world, not become the center of it. Your goals, your routines, your direction. These are what create masculine gravity. When your life is full, you never cling, and women feel that instantly. Purpose is attraction, always. 4. Know your boundaries. Confidence isn't only calmness, it's also clarity. If something genuinely crosses a line, you speak up from strength, not from anger. Boundaries show self-respect, and self-respect is the foundation of masculine presence. 5. See her humanity, not a challenge. When she tests you, she's not trying to win. She's trying to feel safe. Understanding this shifts everything. Instead of taking her behavior personally, you recognize it for what it is, a moment where your steadiness matters more than your words. When you respond from compassion and grounded strength, you build trust, the real source of long-term attraction. A man who does these 5 things doesn't pass the test by strategy. He passes because he has become the kind of man who doesn't fail it. This is emotional maturity. This is masculine leadership. And this is what makes you magnetic without trying to be. So this is the truth most men never learn. A woman's attraction isn't driven by games or tricks or perfect behavior. It's driven by emotional safety, not the kind that comes from comfort or predictability, but the kind that comes from a man who stays grounded, even when the moment feels uncertain, when she slightly withdraws, when she becomes quiet, when something feels different. She isn't asking you to fix anything. She's feeling for something deeper. Can this man hold himself? Because a woman knows, often without being able to explain it, that a man who stays steady in small moments is the same man who will stay steady when life becomes difficult. That's why these silent tests exist, not to control you, but to understand you. And when a woman sees that your emotional center doesn't depend on her mood, her attention, or her temporary distance, something powerful happens. She relaxes, she trusts, she opens, she respects you, she feels safe, because the deepest form of masculine energy is not dominance, but stability. You don't pass the test by acting confident. You pass it by being the man whose confidence doesn't break when the moment becomes uncertain. And once you become that man, dating stops feeling like a battle. It becomes natural, effortless, aligned, because you're no longer chasing connection. You're creating the kind of presence that invites it. So here's the final truth. The silent test every woman gives isn't really about her at all. It's a mirror, a moment where your relationship with yourself is revealed. Because the way you respond to uncertainty, the calm you hold, the space you allow, the steadiness you embody, that is what shapes your entire romantic life. Most men collapse under subtle pressure, but you don't have to. When you build emotional sovereignty, when you stop reacting from fear, when your purpose grounds you, you naturally become the kind of man who passes every test without even noticing it. Not because you're performing, but because your center is real. If this resonated with you and you want more videos on psychology, masculinity, and understanding human behavior on a deeper level, make sure to subscribe. There's a lot more coming.